Today, we're presenting our project, Long Jump Online, where we are updating a browser-based game on lastmarble.com. In addition to demonstrating our progress in the game, we will discuss the following. Motivation, what is LJO and who started the project and why? Major requirements and features, what do we contribute and how do we plan, and what should future teams contribute? Tools and technology choices, what did we use to make it? Testing, how do we test and what do we test for? Division of labor, who did what, and yeah.
For motivation, as stated in our presentation last term, our client Ray Van Kruvering is a big fan of tabletop games. In particular, he's a fan of the vintage German board game Sternholme, known better in America as Chinese checkers. In Chinese checkers, each player controls one side of a six-sided board and has a group of color-coded marbles that they must move to the other side, just like checker pieces. Marbles can move one space per turn or move extra spaces by instead jumping over other marbles. The first to get all their marbles to the other side wins. Long Jump Chinese Checkers is Ray's browser-based adaptation of the game and on his website, and he wants to increase traffic to this website to help boost the player's popularity as well as allow the game to be played internationally across the internet. The majority of the game is in place, but there were a few features that we've implemented over the course of the last two terms.
One feature we've added is an alternate game mode called the Swamp. We started on this previous term, but now it's fully completed. In this mode, a circle of marbles is placed in the center of the board. This circle acts as a barrier that all players have to work their way around rather than jumping over. This feature was mostly completed last term, but this term we've ironed out the bugs and released this new mode on the site itself. Next thing we've added is some options to randomize turn order. In the original board game, play always passed to the player on the left, but some have criticized this, claiming that the first player has an advantage over the others, being one step ahead. However, with the who's first option, the first player on any given round is chosen at random, and play cycles to the left until everyone has gone once. Then a new player is chosen for the next round. Taking things further with the who's last option, play does not cycle to the left, but it is instead shuffled like a deck of cards. Players draw from this deck until everyone is gone, then it is shuffled again. Both of these options were introduced last term as well, but there were bugs here too that also needed to be removed. There were also some quality of life features that need to be added, such as a little window that pops up at the start of each round, announcing the first player or turn order for that round. We have this fully functioning on our own devices, but as for online play, integrating it into the website causes some issues that will need to be handled by future teams. The teams before us have also made progress on adding online multiplayer rather than just local multiplayer. And while not a lot of changes been made to the code this term, we have been studying it to try and better understand it for future teams. Right now, online chat between different users is fully functional across different browser windows on the same device, as is hosting an online game. However, actually joining said games as a guest is not yet possible due to an issue of the host and guests all having the same header information. There's also not a way to do so across different devices in a local area network as of yet.
For tools and technology, this game was coded mainly in JavaScript with some HTML during the setup phase, while MongoDB and Node.js are both required to get the test servers running. I mainly used WinSCP to upload the changes to the website, while PuTTY could be used to explore or upload files. We each did our coding in Visual Studio Code as it provides connectivity to the GitHub and some other useful features.
So right now, we're demonstrating the who's first functionality for this, and we decided to use our local copy rather than on the website because, as I said, there are bugs that needed to be ironed out. So starts with the player with blue, and it should cycle to the left until purple takes their turn. And as you can see, though, little window pops up saying round is over, and then red shall play first. All right. And the next first player is purple. Next, we're going to demonstrate the who's next functionality. As you can see, I've already set it up, so it's who's next. All right. Just like with who's first, it starts with the player and cycles left for the first round. But as soon as it gets to purple, we should see that little window again, but this time with a list of colors in a specific order. So as we see here, the order is pink, blue, light blue, red, purple, green. And as you can see, it's following that exact order. And there we have a new order. Uh, Next, we're going to show the online functionality. So to get online play working, you have to set up an account. Here I'm using fake emails and usernames because this isn't actually going onto a website, so it's not really So it's not really that important that the email is valid or that the accounts can't really be hacked. Um, but it is like simulating server activity on the local device. Once you've set up your account, each one has to log in and on different browsers. And in testing the chat function, user 2 says, hello, user 1. User 1 responds, and if you look in the original, both see each other's messages. So there is some connection happening. Right? So one user has created a room. But attempting to join that room with the same room name, no room with that name was found. As we can see, the connection has not failed. They can still chat once user 1 leaves the game. So for testing, we mainly did unit testing. Last term, we relied on specific test cases to make sure the new features were functioning. But this term, we made small, frequent changes to the program, too small and frequent to really make documentation for, and ran undocumented tests on each change. As such, it is hard to show the testing itself, only the results thereof.
For the division of labor, last term we each made prototypes for the swamp, but we had chosen to build off of my implementation. After that, Chance added the randomization features while I fixed bugs that were present in both the original and the prototype. This term, I was in charge of further bug fixes as well as integrating changes onto the site, while Chance worked on the online multiplayer.
For the most part, we hope that our involvement in the project ends this term, patching the torch to other teams to implement online multiplayer using the progress that we made this term. However, we will likely still be available to be contacted by future teams if needed. Once they have online multiplayer functioning, they will also have had simple on-site instructions for users so they can more easily set up and join these games.
In conclusion, we finished a number of new features including the swamp, who's first, and who's next, as well as researched the online functionalities of the game. Unfortunately, when implementing who's first and who's next for Classic, Going Home, and Grab and Go on the website, there were some bugs that will need to be ironed out by future teams. We wish those teams the best of luck implementing the rest of the online multiplayer and fixing any bugs that were left or new ones that appear. Thank you for listening to our presentation.